Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome once again to the 404th session of Empowering Morning Conversations. And here we are again, bringing positivity into our life, defeating the negativity that is there all around. And I'm going to show you a small presentation, and this is for the benefit of all the people who are joining for the first time. Right? So that you know what is Empowering Morning Conversations and what we do here. And to do this, I'm inviting Kunain. So as I run the slide, Kunain is going to tell you what is Morning Conversations and what does it do and how you can benefit from it.
Thank you, sir. Very good morning, one and all. This is Kunain Shahidi on behalf of Sugdeepak Malwai and Empowering Morning Conversations. Welcome you to Empowering Morning Conversation, which is a daily conversation. And ultimately, as a human being, we all like or desire to have a very comfortable life, which is of ease, joy, and glory. That's the ideal life. And this is what is the mantra of Access Consciousness. And this is what every morning through the conversation we understand and ultimately try to take some action to reach to this ideal life. And for that, the very first thing what we do is to understand ourselves, where exactly our mindset is. Most of the time, we are at the survival default mode of blaming, complaining, and reacting. But with the techniques, with the tools, with the guidance of Sugdeepak Malwai, we shift ourselves to create mode, where we are completely aware of our thoughts, completely aware of what exactly I am at this moment, thinking or doing or acting. So we shift from survival mode to create mode. And since we live in a society in the world where energetically we are connected with other human beings, and since most of other human beings are, because of some reasons or other, create negative energy, we have the power to get impacted of those negativity, whether we like it or not. So we ensure that we don't get impacted because of those negativity of the people.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah. So the negativity of the people, the situations, the environment whatsoever. And not only that, we convert the negativity into the positivity so that we enjoy the life, the moment. And every moment, since the situations are difficult, challenging, there is a possibility that we might lose our attention and focus and energy and get trapped into the negativity. But with the tools, with the techniques, with the guidance of Sugdeepak Malwai, we ensure that we keep our awareness in a mode where we keep on looking for possibilities, being curious, being understanding of the situation, of helping others, serving the society. And accordingly, we live our life without any complaint, without any blame, without any negativity, but keep on searching for the positivity, the new opportunities to live our life beautifully and helping others. And during this process, we ensure with all the tools, all the techniques, we keep on our attention, our focus in the right place so that we don't get distracted and we don't let our energy go waste and the focus with the attention. So that way, with the combination of all these four elements, every morning, we do have conversation, we do have sharings, we do have understanding with the complete awareness, and we ensure that we shift from default survival mode of blaming to create mode of living our life. So stop blaming and start living with the purpose of all of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. And that's what we do every morning. Back to
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Kasha would like to say something. Let's listen to him.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
So one thing what I saw with access tools is, I gave someone quick bars and they went and I gave them crazy statement and I made sure that they repeat at least thrice a day. And that person went through a trauma a year or two back, and currently going through a similar trauma, but handling it in a much easier way.
Yeah. Good. Thanks for sharing that, Kasha.
That's the magic of crazy statement.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Kasha. So Kasha has just shared about how he taught one of the tools to his friends, and the friend was going through a traumatic phase in his life, and he was able to deal with it much better. And there will be many examples. So we use many tools. Some are access tools and some are other tools. So this is certainly not an access consciousness program, but I am being a facilitator of that. We use some of the tools from time to time to make possibilities. Now think about possibilities. Okay? Think about the fact, I keep telling you, let us not be in the judging mode. Okay? Now let me give you an example of what happens when you're in a judging mode. First thing you must remember is that your intention may always be good. Even if you're judging, you may not be having bad intentions for anyone, you just want to help them, correct? So there is a person, let us say, and he has made a choice to do something in his life. And he's really passionately committed to do that. And you are his friend. But you are in judgment of him. Okay? You think he's a poor fellow, he doesn't have any money. Okay? That's your judgment. And that fellow is making a choice which involves him spending some money, and he makes a choice based on his understanding and his trust of somebody that he wants to create a life for him. And he enjoys the support of that person who is going to help him to create that life. Now, our good friend, who may be judging him, maybe judging the situation, maybe judging the other person who is helping also, then gives some advice. Okay? So instead of empowering that fellow to choose what he wants to choose, that fellow gets disempowered. Okay? And if that happens, did you use your judgment wisely? You understand how the judgment, instead of being a tool for empowering someone, so judgment never empowers someone. Judgment ends up disempowering you. It ends up disempowering another person too. So now tell me, I hope you remember, so many times I've been talking about it. What is the purpose of a relationship? Anybody? Why have a relationship?
To help them grow.
Definitely to make them stronger, make them grow. What else?
To support them,
Support them. And
to empower them.
now, if my judgment is going to disempower someone, right? If my judgment is going to make him weak in his resolve, in his commitment, okay? Then what good is then am I fulfilling the purpose of my relationship with that person? Even though I might be Mr. Goody Two Shoes and helpful man and all that. Here is what I've seen in a paradox in this world today. Some genuinely very magnanimous people, very nice people, very helpful people, right? They're like really great people. But sometimes in a relationship, when they make a judgment, instead of empowering, they cause disempowerment all around. So with the judgment, not only do you disempower that one person, so disempowerment is positive or negative? So we say we want to counter the negativity that bombards us. Right? Let's say you go to your father, you've got this great business idea, right? And you have calculated everything and you are quite convinced that it can be done. Now, father looks at it from his experience and his position, right? Now, father doesn't have the energy, right? He's got that feeling, oh, very difficult. You have not seen the world. I have seen it. It is not so easy, blah, blah, blah. So then instead of encouraging his son, he tells him, leave it. It's too costly. This much investment is risky. I am not sure you'll be able to recover it or not. So don't do it. Whereas the child is seeing a possibility in it. Okay. Now, no parent has the intention of disempowering his child. Correct? Nobody would like to. So what happened? The judgment made him do that. He's judging the situation. He's judging his son. He's judging his capability. He's judging what is possible in this world. So are you God that you can predict with so much positivity that, hey, listen, it's not possible for you to earn that much. Don't invest in this business. So when we are judging, are we assuming the role of God? And if we are assuming the role of a God, is that arrogance? Because the knowing people as I do, they're so good people, they definitely don't want to be arrogant. If you tell them you're being arrogant, they'll say, no, 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 how can you say that? I'm insulted. Because they are not arrogant. But they don't understand that arrogance, a part of arrogance is when you are judging, you are putting yourself on a position higher than the other person. And many times in life, have you seen, we don't know much about anybody. You have some superficial knowledge. And based on that superficial knowledge, or maybe based on one interaction, you are making a judgment about that person. Interesting, isn't it? Now, when you're in allowance, how would it be different? See, when you're not judging, you are in allowance. How would it be different with you and your children or anybody else? When you are not judging, how would it be different? Yes, Reddy Garu.
So same thing happened with my daughter.
Okay.
Whenever she come up with any business proposals, I have not encouraged her
Right.
just because of my judgment. But I when pretty well, I know that what is her capabilities. I can't resist it, sir.
Yeah, but you see, that is also a judgment. Now, how do you know? See, we assume. Our problem, no, Reddy Garu, I know I have also got 3 sons. It is very difficult sometimes to let go of our perceptions and judgments.
Sir.
We have seen them grow up.
Yes.
Right? And we do not see, unfortunately, we see only one side of it, no?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you, my youngest son, he's always been a very quiet boy, okay?
Sir.
And I always used to think he's a very shy fellow and this and that, okay? And one day it happened that we were in a party, his friends were also there, and he was at a distance. And when I saw him with his friends, I was impressed. I said, wow, I'm completely wrong about him. He's a very confident. Now, my impression was he's not confident. Okay. My impression was that, he is not able to, socially little bit shy and all that. But when I saw him in action, I said, wow, my complete perception got changed in that moment. Now, why was I having that judgment earlier? This is why I keep saying, if you live in the same house as the other person, instead of their capabilities, you will see more of their faults and then you make your judgment based on that. Now, I'm not questioning your judgment, okay? Maybe it is right, maybe it is not right, okay? Maybe it was right for certain age or a certain year, it may have been right. But is it right today? And then let us not forget, you are always there to point the finger in the correct direction, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I always tell my sons, go and do it. Okay?
But
If you
my
have a
problem is,
certificate
sir, she always says that you don't trust me.
Yeah, because that is the impression which will come, no? You don't trust my capabilities. That is what she's maybe saying to you indirectly.
Yes, sir.
So my question is not on what you should do or not do. That is your choice.
Sir.
My thing is that when you stop judging, what is it that is going to become possible?
Sir.
Will you be empowering that person or will you be disempowering that person? See, when you judged, you have disempowered, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you have also unnecessarily caused some, what shall I say, fracture in the relationship, I suppose.
True.
Because if they say you are not trusting me, that means they are feeling hurt or something like that, disappointed, disempowered, something like that.
Yes, sir.
So that is not your intention, is it?
Yes, sir.
Never, no.
No.
Parent intention only to empower, but in you are trying to empower, we are disempowering. If you are trying to shelter somebody, okay, you know how we shelter, don't do this, you will make a mistake. You are sheltering, you know.
Okay.
They will never make a choice in their life because you are sheltering. No, even if you are a parent, that's still okay in a sense. But we do it to people we are not even related with. You don't know anything about them. You do not know anything about the person they are dealing with. You have made some judgment about that fellow. You get it?
Yes, sir.
And based on that judgment, you are giving some advice, which is absolutely may not be applicable in that situation. And you ended up, you know, derailing somebody from some idea, some goal, some vision that they might be having. But you know something, if they've got the power, which they have, they will do it anyway. They will do it anyway. But now you will not be included in it. See, earlier, if you had supported the idea,
Sir.
you would have been included in their life. They would come and ask you suggestion, advice, this and that. Okay. Now, chances are that they may not come to you for that. They'll say, nee, he will only tell negative. I will not ask you. Generation gap, they'll say. Not knowing that here is a man who has built something from the scratch. So he has terrific experience. Let me make use of that, right? That is always a possibility. Na? So your judgment gave rise to another judgment. They also got judgment now.
True, sir.
Maybe earlier judgment was wonderful father, always helping, whatever I want in my life, he has given me. I never had to ask for anything. All that will be forgotten very quickly. You get it?
True, sir.
All good you did because of one judgment. Now they have a judgment. This old man, he doesn't know my situation. He thinks I'm a useless person. He's not trusting me, blah, blah, blah. Wrong concept gets generated. See how this judgment is the enemy of everybody. That's definitely an enemy of good, great relationship. No?
Yes, sir.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, Mr. Kasasai. And second one is Shakti. So we listen to Kasa. Kasa, you will have to say without too many pauses and ahs and whoos. So you can get it done. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. Go ahead.
So, when we keep
Pardon me, what did you say?
So I've when we keep judging, it is it's most of the times it gets contagious. So
Yeah.
So the other person also loses their potential in general. I'm saying from what has happened in my life. One particular, my grandfather, my father always used to be in allowance most of the time, and my grandfather used to be in judgment. So lot of things I also become judgmental over the years, and with access and with the tools and all that, I could see where I have become judgmental. And I could able to come out of it. So another things are rather than seeing a child and father, if we see them as another individual, our perspective towards them will change, sir. Someone shared this to me recently. Uh, you know, uh, that's giving a complete different perspective towards life. See, even for me, I'm looking at my family as individuals than my parents and my. So life becomes much easier and beautiful, sir. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And sorry for a slight interruption. Now, all the people who are watching us on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, I request you just go and press the like button, press the bell icon, subscribe to this channel. That will help us to grow. Thank you very much. Yeah, Shakti.
So now I want to pass one question to Reddy sir. He can ponder upon that question today. What choices do I have now that I never had before? That will open up a lot of possibilities for him.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
What choices do I have today which I never had before? Wunderbar. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Now I'm going to tell you something more about, not directly about judgment. Remember, every time I say the way you see yourself is the way you treat yourself. And the way you treat yourself is the way you treat others. And the way you treat others is the way they're going to treat you. Now, if you are judging yourself and you think, that I'm always using people, okay? I'm always taking advantage of people, then how would you treat yourself? How will you treat others?
With the guilt, sir.
You will think others are also doing like that. They are misusing people. They are taking advantage of them. So let us say you are doing a business, or you have been doing a business, and your formula in your business always was, not being very straight, manipulating people, having some hidden agenda about everything. Okay? How will you be treating others? How will you be treating others? Same. You will think, see, that fellow is doing good. No, something must be behind that. Some benefit he is getting. Of course. Is he damaging you? Is causing you harm? Or is he only empowering you? So it's so hard. Why? When you stop judging, so many new possibilities open up because of that. Yeah. So today, good question, Shakti. What choices? Let's say, suppose you stop judging and then you ask this question. What choices do I have today which I did not have before? When I stop judging myself and others, when I stop judging myself and others, what choices will I have which I never had before? So I'll repeat this. When I stop judging myself and others, what choices will I have which I never had before? And what new possibilities will open up for me which were never there before? So what does that evoke in you? I'd love to hear that. That when I stop judging, what possibilities, what choices will open up for me which I never had before? Yes, Raghav.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, one and all. Sir, I think we have a word called allowance, and I think, sir, in allowance, we don't allow is first one thing is that is judging itself, sir. I think when we are in state of allowance, there won't be any judging. But when we are not allowing things to happen, then I think that itself is a judging. So, what if I could allow myself, nothing harm can done to me. I know that, but if I judge the allowing, then thinking of or having a doubt and thinking so many things in background, then I could not allow.
Yeah.
So
So the
what?
question is,
Yes,
when you stop judging
yes,
and you are in allowance,
yes,
what
sir.
choices will open up for you which were never there before?
Right, sir.
Correct?
Yes,
More
yes,
choices will open up, isn't it?
yes, sir.
Which you never had before.
Yes, sir.
Because of judgment, you will have self-doubt.
Right, sir.
Your commitment will become
Shallow.
shaky. Yeah, हिल जाएगा ना, etc., etc.
Right, sir.
So that's what we are saying. Good. I'm happy that you got that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now we have done two things. Yes, Vetri.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. A quick share, sir. I get a metaphor related to the topic, which I would like to share with you. In terms of ourselves, of course, we have to fight it with commitment and allowance. In terms of our judgment towards others, example is, we have been given a carrot plant, small plant. But out of our love, what we do, we put complete plastic cover on the carrot and we put it in the ground. We pour water, we do everything. But we just covered it with a plastic cover. And we expect that carrot to grow, but without protection. But naturally, it doesn't happen. But what can be done at least is, we cannot remove completely things. Make it this little transparent, like a paper kind of stuff. When the carrot brings out the sprouts, at least this paper gives way and carrot can grow. So the answer to your question is, what choices, possibilities will open up, which was not earlier. When we are not judging, there is a possibility for growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So when I say that, we will destroy the negativity that people are bombarding us with. So sometimes even well-meaning and good people, right, when they are trying to bombard us with their advice, actually they may be like those who are putting that plastic on top of you. But they don't mean you any harm. They are only trying to do good for you, right? But where is that good coming from? Judgment, right? So if I am stopping a possibility for someone, is it, let's not even look at it from good and bad, right and wrong, all that, right? Is it going to define and confine that person, like in that transparent one, which you said, beautiful example? Or is it going to allow that person to thrive? In my corporate programs, and I do very often, almost 2-3 corporate programs in a month, I do. One of the things I teach these managers is the laws of empowerment, right? And one of the laws of empowerment is allow the delegate to make mistakes. I mean, if he's going to make a mistake, let him. Because otherwise, if you are wanting that he should not make a mistake, you will be doing micromanagement. Then he'll have to do everything the way you are telling him. Now, that person may have some better way of doing. That person may have capability of getting some other ideas and finding a faster method of doing it. Now, you came with your methodology when you were 20 years old and doing that same position. Now you may be 55 years old. Life has changed, process changed, everything changed. You are trying to tell him to do the way you know how. And you think you're an expert. Maybe you are. So are you empowering someone or not? So there are 3 lines. The laws of empowerment goes like this. First, allow the delegate to find a vision that belongs to him. What does that mean? It's his vision, right? If I'm like, who is Sukhdeepak? Sukhdeepak is a friend who is committed to the fulfillment of your vision. Correct? It is not my job to come and tell you what vision you should have for your life. Yes, I can help you to find it. Correct? So like in my interactions with, let's use Sagar as an example today. In my interactions with Sagar, I discovered that he is a spiritual seeker. He wants to, and many conversations you might have heard me, okay, better go and earn some money first. Be successful. Now I said, okay, he wants to earn also, he needs to earn also. So if he can earn by being on this path, right? So when we interacted, we were able to find out, okay, if this is what he does in his life, he will be able to earn also. Okay. And some great ideas come which we have not shared with anybody. So people have half idea about what it is. Okay. So idea was not that he will only do access in his life. It was much more than that. Okay. Now, if somebody was to judge him and say to him that, hey, listen, you cannot earn money this much, don't spend. Don't do more programs, this and that. Right? Would he be opening possibilities or closing it? Right? Because that person does not know really. So the first law of empowerment is give the delegate a vision that belongs to him. And you know what is the second law? Believe in that person. You know, believe in his capability, believe in his commitment, believe in what he wants to do. You can never empower anybody unless you believe in him. You know, us pe yakeen karo. Now, if you don't believe in yourself, how are you going to believe in somebody else? That's why I say the way you see yourself. First law is give the delegate a vision that belongs to him. Second law is believe in him, trust him. If you are his guide, at least you can believe in yourself, no? Suppose I am guiding him and I have an opinion that Sagar does not know how to do this. Then instead of discouraging him, what should I do? I should say, don't worry, you do it. I am behind you. If any problem comes, I will support you. Okay? If I feel that this fellow, poor fellow doesn't have money and I so much want to help him, instead of telling him, don't do it, I'll say, okay, you take the money, you can pay me back. No, I've got enough money with me. All those possibilities do not come because of the judgment. Okay, because judgment will say, if I give him, he'll not give, why should I offer? That will make him weak. Good, then believe in that delegate, that if he wants to do something, he's going to do it. And I'm there to support him no matter what. So what is the first law? Give the person a vision that belongs to him. Not even give him, allow him or work with him to find out what is his vision in his life. Correct? And then believe in that person. And the third one is take your bloody hands off after that. Don't do micromanagement. Leave him alone, yeah. Allow him to make a few mistakes. If I'm overprotective, not letting somebody make a mistake, we do this with our children quite a bit, you know. So it is like putting the plastic on the carrot and then planting it, expecting it to grow. This is a wonderful example, man. I'm going to use it. Don't copyright it. Huh? Give me permission to use it. Wonderful example. You getting it? So if a purpose of a relationship is to empower, are we doing that? If you are judging, you can't believe in the other person also. If you are judging, you will say, I know better about what your vision should be in your life better than you do. Because all judging people, they come from I know and you don't know. And one of the pillars of communication, you remember affinity, right? Relationship and communication. If you are not judging, what kind of communication you will have with the other person? Remember, so many times I told you, communication begins When does it begin? With your willingness to accept, now we will say to have allowance for another person's point of view without changing it. That kind of communication will allow you to make magic in your life and in their life also. No? Think, when you start communication in this manner with your people in your life, what will be the new choices that will open up? Yeah, here I am. I'm completely willing to accept another person's point of view without changing it. जब मैं पूरी तरह दूसरे का दृष्टिकोण को कबूल करने के लिए तैयार होता हूं, तब असली कम्युनिकेशन की संभावना शुरू होती है. You getting it? In that case, I will keep my judgment aside, no? Otherwise, when somebody is communicating his point of view, you are thinking, no, this is wrong. He doesn't know anything. I know better. So if you don't judge, then you can get that person's point of view, understand, oh, really, this is a real vision. Okay, maybe I can ask a few more questions so that the person's vision will become more clear. That I can do. There should be clarity about the vision. There should be clarity about the goal. I get that. So without imposing our own views on them, if we help the other person to get clear about their vision, their goal, then 99% of the job is already done. Then after that, I can believe in them. When I believe in them, I am able to trust them. I am able to honor them. I am able to be in allowance. Even if they make mistakes, I am there. No, they are not on their own. Like if I am a manager or a company owner, I'm not just going to leave them alone. No, I'll be there. If any mistake is happening, I will be able to help them to correct it also. So I'm not abdicating my responsibility as a mentor or owner or a friend or whatever. I'm not going to just go away from there and abdicate my responsibility. I'm there to help them if something goes wrong or they are confused or some difficulty is coming. But I'm not going to be overprotective. You know the story about the eagle? When the little eagle is born, you know, they're in the nest, these little babies are doing quack, 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 and then after some time, the wings come out. Okay? They have not yet learned to fly, but the wings has come out. Now, what the eaglet, she does is she pushes this fellow out of the nest. Okay? And that fellow is falling. He's going. Like a stone is falling. And suddenly, his wings unfurl and he starts flying. Do we have the courage to do that with people? No, the eagle does not have any judgment. Oh, if he falls, he will die and all that. Eagle has a lot of trust in the capability that God's creation meant to fly. If I let him fly, he will fly. Most of the time, we don't let our people fly. We just want to hold them back. Out of love, you know. Out of love, we are getting fear. Oh, if something happens to them, what will happen to me? We are more worried about what will happen to me. They say, you will to die, no? Everybody will die. Now, if you look at your own journey in your own life, friends, did you like it when people were judging you? Did you like it when people were discouraging you? Did you like it when people killed your enthusiasm? All those people were good people. They were well-meaning people. They were very likable people. They were great people. No doubt on that. We are not even judging them. But they didn't realize. See, I think Jesus Christ said, no, forgive them. They do not know what they do. At least one can be open to know, okay, what I'm doing. So at least we are going to be open. We are going to be watchful. We are going to be aware. That is why awareness is so important. How many times the Gunen will say awareness? Why? Because if you are aware, you know you are judging. You know you are getting into the trap of right and wrong, good and bad. No? Agree, disagree. I know. Biggest judgment is I know, you don't know. I know more than you do. And sometimes, it's a good question to ask, am I qualified to make this judgment? Tell me, am I qualified to make a judgment about how Mr. Reddy should run his metallurgy company? Do I know anything about that, forging process? I'm not an engineer. Can I have a judgment about that? I may look from the outside and notice something and point out, okay, what do you think? You think this is correct. That is okay, but I'm not qualified to judge. If a new fellow joins in a company, and I've seen this many times, new fellow comes from IIT, joins a company, from the first day he's only judging the company. So I met one person like that. I asked him, I said, Bachu, you've just joined this company. This company is employing 75,000 people. They are paying their salaries on time and everything. You've come today in this company. What makes you think you are qualified to judge this company? He didn't have an answer for that. I said, have you done anything outside the classroom? Have you run a business? Who gives you your salary? I said, are you capable of earning this much salary on your own? Then what is qualifying you to judge somebody else? So we should know. And sometimes, you can tell people also, if they're judging, so are you qualified to judge this? Can I go and tell Shakti Rajendran how to write better software? I'm qualified to make her question her thinking process for sure. That I'm qualified to do, but I'm not qualified to tell her how to write software and whether she should learn OOPS or POOPS or Java or Pava or Kava. That she has to choose, no? .NET or what? I only know COBOL and Fortran and machine language. That also I can't judge because it's all outdated knowledge. Already 50 years old knowledge. Are you getting it now, guys? So this judgment, is it really your friend? Whether you're judging yourself or your loved ones or your friends, is judgment your friend? So you can respond to that. Is judgment your friend?
No, sir.
No. It can't be.
If somebody is not your friend, why are you so attached to him?
I'm not.
We are used to that, sir.
In default mode,
It's
sir.
a habit, sir, what to do.
We are still in default mode, sir.
Yeah, that is habit. No, all habits are default mode. No, very difficult to change habits. That is why it's very useful to be here every morning. Okay, so we're going to stop here and we are going to request Kuldeep ji to give us a share for today. And we are going to request Kunan ji to tell a share for today. And anybody else who wants to say one share in Tamil. And before that, Shakti ji, she would like to say something to everybody. Welcome, Shakti. Give us some Shakti.
Sir, quickly, I want to summarize what I learned from this conversation. If I feel that if someone is disempowering me or something, like I will be in the awareness state, and then I will say this. In case if I'm judging, I can say this is the interesting point of view. I have this point of view. Then I can ask this question: how can I make it possible, or what else is possible here? Before I never had before. This is the thing I'm getting it, sir. Is it right, sir? Or I can add anything?
Yeah, sure, good.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
So all I was doing was to point out to you that is judgment your friend or an enemy? Is your judgment going to make you have good relationship? Because the purpose of a relationship is to support and to empower and to make each other stronger. So if you are judging, are you going to be doing all these three things?
No.
You cannot do it, right?
Yes.
So if you want to empower people, how is your judgment going to help them to be empowered? And the law of empowerment is that you help that person to discover a vision that belongs to them, not your vision. I mean, they don't have to have what my vision is, no? My vision is my vision. My mission may be to become, a multi-billionaire fellow. His vision may be to have a good life, earn a good money, and then follow spiritual practice or whatever he wants to do. So give him a vision that belongs to him. Second one is believe in that person. If you are judging the person, can you believe in that person?
No.
Exactly. Third one is keep your hands off. Allow that person to make a few mistakes also. If it is required, he will make. You can be there to help. Don't
Yes.
go away, be around. After all, you are supporting that person. Don't go away from him. Don't abandon him. That is the basic point that we are operating on. Second, I also told one example about the judgment. The way you see yourself is the way you treat yourself. That means if you're judging yourself, that's how you're treating yourself, right? And that's how you'll treat others also. No? If I'm like that, he'll also be like this. No? Then can you believe in somebody?
No.
Because you don't believe yourself also.
Yes.
So how that judgment is harmful to you, yourself. And out of that judgment, you are making judgment about other people. Correct?
Yes.
Another point that I made was, are you God that you can make judgment?
No.
Get it? You're also one human being with your experience, your background of knowledge. And from that background, you have knowledge, you are making a judgment about somebody's life about which you don't know much. And about it, you may not even know the capabilities of that person fully. And what he wants to do about that also you don't know fully. You think you know something. Correct? Then how are you qualified to judge? Interesting, no? But don't we all do it all the time? Why? Because we are good people, sir. We want to help people. No, so we must tell them, sir. Sure. Asking question is a better approach, Question like, how will you deal with difficulties if you have any? Yeah. Is your vision clear? What all does it consist of? That question, because I can ask questions to understand more about what the person wants to do, not in order to give the advice. Firstly, maybe that fellow never asked for advice. How many times we give advice when nobody asks for the advice? And something, people like you and me, Shakti and Rama and Kunen and Vetrivel, since we are, in this business of, learning and development, we think that it's our job to give gyan and advice to people. Many times this fellow sitting here, he will do that. He'll make you give advice. So you have to watch out for that. Yeah. Okay, you can make people start questioning what they're doing. But it's not my job to tell you, hey, Shakti, you should do like this and you should do like that, It is better if you do like this and not better if you don't do like that. That I should avoid. But the tendency is there, no? Like
Yes,
Garu said, no, default mode. It's our habit. And we are also meeting many people who are always giving advice. So we think that's the correct way to do it. And
Yes.
many people are expecting also that you should give advice. They're not asking, especially in corporate, when the juniors come. Now I am coaching all my corporate people. Listen, you don't give them the answer straight away. Ask them questions. Let them start thinking for themselves. If you want your junior to grow, they should use their brains, no? Now they don't want to use your brain. They're coming and saying, hey, how should I do this? You say, okay, what do you think? What do you think you should do? Because you will also think and come with an answer. No, you don't have ready-made ones. Now, why is that person not thinking? Now, from your judgment all the time, if you keep telling them how to think and what to think, then they're going to develop their brains and capabilities to think.
No.
So then we are becoming like that polythene envelope on the carrot if we do like that. Yeah. So these are all the things about judgment today we did. I thought it's time that we really start doing a deep dive more into the dangers of getting into self-judgment or judging other people. Great. Thank you for the clarification. I'm sure it helped everybody else also. Yes, Kuldeep ji, good morning. And आप कुछ अर्ज करें हम लोगों को.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर, गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन। मैं आपको आज शायरी पे एक शायरी सुनाता।
शायरी पे शायरी सुनाएंगे आप?
जी।
तो पोइट्री अबाउट पोइट्री, ओके?
यस।
Sounds good to me. Yeah, please go ahead.
शायरी भी लफ्जों की एक पेचीदा शतरंज है। शायरी भी लफ्जों की एक पेचीदा शतरंज है। निशाना किसी और पे और घायल कोई और होता है।
Very good.
Excellent,
Very good.
excellent, excellent,
Very
excellent.
good.
Means the poetry is a complicated chess of words. Author aims at someone else and someone else can get affected.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. सर आप कुछ ये रिकॉर्ड करके हमें भेज दिया करें ना।
तो सर मैं भूल गया, लास्ट टाइम को भेजता हूँ, आज भेजूँ। Sure.
हाँ, मतलब ये तो रूटीन में जो भी, कुनैन साहब आपको भी यही करना चाहिए।
जी
along with the translation.
जी।
Because these are like gems, you know, they are collectibles. You know, कुछ तो आप लोगों के ओरिजिनल हैं, कुछ आपने बहुत ढूंढ ढांड के खोज के नगीने इकट्ठे किए हैं। So please share with all of us. We will also get a little निशाना कहीं और पता नहीं कहाँ हमको ब्रेक थ्रू मिल जाए इसको सुन के।
हाँ, और पता नहीं कौन आपकी बात से कहाँ इम्प्रेस हो जाए, क्या बात आपकी किसी को पसंद है।
हाँ बिल्कुल, you never know. Great, thank you so much. Yes sir, कुनैन साहब।
बहुत अच्छा शेयर था जनाब।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
मुझे जो याद आ रहा है जनाब वो ये है कि अर्ज क्या है सुखदीपक सर आपके लिए और सभी हजरात के लिए तवज्जो चाहूंगा कि अर्ज क्या है कि तेरी धड़कन से जिंदगी का रिश्ता है मेरा। तेरी धड़कन से जिंदगी का रिश्ता है मेरा, तू जिंदगी का अहम हिस्सा है मेरा। तेरी धड़कन से जिंदगी का रिश्ता है मेरा, तू जिंदगी का एक अहम हिस्सा है मेरा। ये मोहब्बत तुझसे सिर्फ लफ्जों का नहीं है, ये मोहब्बत तुझसे सिर्फ लफ्जों का नहीं है, तेरी रूह से रूह तक का रिश्ता है मेरा। तेरी रूह से रूह तक का रिश्ता है मेरा।
वाह,
Great, great.
How about a translation also? Such profound words need to be translated, no?
ट्रांसलेशन हसीना जी करेंगी आज।
फिर आपको एक एक सेंटेंस पहले बोलना पड़ेगा।
तेरी धड़कन से जिंदगी का रिश्ता है मेरा। हसीना जी।
चलो मैं ही कर देता हूँ। My life is connected to your heartbeat.
तू जिंदगी का एक अहम हिस्सा है मेरा।
You're an important part of my life.
Part of my life, right.
ये मोहब्बत तुझसे सिर्फ लफ्जों का नहीं है।
This love is not only in words.
तेरी रूह से रूह तक का रिश्ता है मेरा।
Yeah, so there is my soul and your soul
Soul to soul.
are related to one another deeply.
And
Connected.
then when we have this in our mind, judgment will be away, far away.
Yeah. Because you will always sense the judgment as a dissonance, you know, you will know कि कुछ गड़बड़ है कुछ। जब रूह से रूह का रिश्ता है तो आप पकड़ लोगे ना कि दूसरी रूह क्या चाहती है, तो उसको डिसएम्पावर नहीं करोगे कभी भी। Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all. So have a nice day, one and all. Right? Enjoy yourself, and we shall see you tomorrow for another empowering morning conversation.
Stay safe, stay blessed all. Take care.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.